Ready? First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. Were there any additions or notes, comments? Do we have any motions?
Move we approve the minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll second that motion.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. Do we have anybody for lobby visitation?
Yes, we have two, Tom Stalter and Jerry Griner.
Righty.
Cards.
Thank you.
Jerry,
Thank you.
Tom.
Okay, thanks for inviting us tonight, everybody. I'm Tom Staller, Northwestern Water and Sewer District Engineer. With me is our president, Jerry Griner. And we just wanted to come and introduce ourselves and haven't been to one of these for a long time. We weren't even sure who was on the board these days, so it's good to meet you. I know several of you. So we've been working with Jim and Brian and the staff and Mike and everybody on, we have a fairly large development coming our way up north, you're probably aware of. And the project is well under design. We've been reviewing those with the staff. And we will be updating we have an very old water contract that needs to be updated. So we're working on that. We've done our first series of meetings. We're going to keep that going. So otherwise, we've also been able to work with you and your consulting engineer on your Abbott Labs and where that's going and its sanitary sewer outlet. And we think it's great for the region. We really just want to express our appreciation for you and the city of Bowling Green for working with us. Very important relationship, and we hope it continues for a long time. So, you want to add anything, Jerry? So, does anybody have any questions for us? Try to keep it short. It's really nice outside.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you,
All
though.
right.
Thanks
All right.
for the
Thank you all.
partnership.
Thanks.
All right, any others, Michelle?
No.
All right. We will go into Utilities Director report. Brian?
All right, thank you. I just have one item for you tonight. Is a request to paint downtown decorative poles. They were installed with the 2000 project back in 2000. And last painted, I think, around 2013. We did a small amount of money to rehabilitate, repaint some of the poles, mostly on Main Street. But we're seeing, more corrosion, getting to be in poor condition, not look very sightly in general. So this year we did put money in the electric capital fund to do the project or to do the painting. We had $100,000 in our budget. I think Public Works had a similar amount or some amount of money to match that. We were going to do it a joint project with Public Works to try to get all of them done, or at least a large majority of them done. We think it's around 150 poles in total that need to be painted. There's more than that. There's about 171 total poles when you count, street lights and traffic signals, those kind of things. But some of those are new that are on the map. Like the ones in the parking lot here are new. The ones at the Wooster Green are new. They don't really need any attention right now at all. So we'll try to address the ones that are the most critical. But we'd like to get the project moving, so we need board approval because of the cost amount and city council approval as well. So that's what we're here to ask for you today.
What do you think the total cost will be to paint this?
Hopefully under $170,000 or under $200,000 because that's what we have in the budget, roughly. But it may be more. Westerville just did a project in town, in their town, to paint poles. They had a lot more poles than we did. They came in at around $400,000 total for about 400-ish poles. So if you equate that per unit pole cost to our situation, it'd be in the $175,000 to $200,000 range. That's about the budget we have for this year. So we're hoping we can get it done for that. But maybe it's cheaper up here. Maybe contractors charge less up here in this area than they do in Westerville. They had things like traffic control mobilization in their bid. Traffic control could be added, but we also could utilize Public Works staff to help with traffic control and maybe focusing them on just doing painting and rehabilitation. So there may be some differences in our our bids and what we're asking them to do.
This might be a stupid question, but kind of a follow-up. If you mentioned you saw some corrosion, things like that, if we got to the point of, finding anything that was warranted a pole replacement, would that come out of other funds or would that be a part of this?
That would be other funds, yeah. Electric usually I think is the one that budgets for pole replacements. Usually if they get hit by accidents, if a car hits them or whatnot, then
Probably controls the variance on this a little bit, though, if you come across something terribly looking.
yeah, I don't think we'll find anything like that. I mean, they're not to that point.
Okay.
They're falling apart, but if we don't do anything with them soon, we'll get to that. We'll get there. We'd rather not be in that situation. So, yeah.
We want them to look nice.
Yes.
I mean, people walk right up to them. They're right there.
Yeah, they're definitely in your right in your face. I mean, they're visible, whether you're walking or driving, biking. They're a big part of what makes downtown kind of unique. And when they look the way they do now, it doesn't put on a very positive appearance for downtown. So,
Right. Any other questions? Any motions?
Sir Chair.
Yes.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 052024-01, authorizing the painting of downtown decorative poles.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Glad we're getting it done.
Michelle, would you call the roll?
Newlove,
Yes.
Jesse,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Hogan,
Yes.
Suzik.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
all right, thank you. That's all I have for you tonight, unless you have questions for me.
Any other questions for Brian? Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Assistant Utility Director, Jim.
Good evening, everyone. I have a request for you. It's been pretty busy with economic development opportunities, especially north of town and east of town. Both of our business parks off of Dunbridge seem to be doing well and getting lots of interest. Of course, Abbott to the north. So while we didn't have a system study budgeted this year, we think ahead of all these opportunities that we should go ahead and get a system distribution study done so that we can, grow with intention rather than just reacting to each opportunity as it comes along. The Capital Reserve Fund did have $5.6 million for updates to the distribution system this year. I'm sure that we won't get the opportunity to complete all those projects this year, so I think that we can find the money in those projects to cover a study. And the last time we did a study, it was about $100,000, so that's really all we have to go on this time. We would seek to go out for qualifications for firms and then select the best firm and enter into a contract with them.
Just a couple questions on my part. First, you mentioned, we hadn't budgeted for it, but there's probably funds available. Do you think we're going to have a future, are we going to have to go through board approval for reallocation of those funds, or is it small enough, kind of piecemealing it together that we should be fine?
Yeah, I don't expect that we'll need to reallocate any funds.
Okay. Then the other question I had is timing, moving with it now, is it something where we think we would maybe even have those results and be able to put that into the 2025 budgeting cycle planning? Or is that more of a, going into 25, 26 where we might have, actionable information on that?
Yeah, I would think that it would be into 25, 26.
Okay.
A study like this, would probably take most of the remainder of the year by the time we got someone on board.
Okay. Makes sense.
When's the last time we did a study of this nature?
It looked to me like we did a study around 2018, 2019, that was primarily focused on the addition of the battery storage project. Prior to that, it looked like we tried to do a study in the 2014 timeline, maybe 2011 timeline. But the biggest and fullest study that I could find on record was from, I think, 2004.
And is something comparable to that what you're looking for here?
I think so, yes. It's also, recommended about every 5 years to do a study. And this would look out 10 to 20 years worth of growth that we're looking to plan for. These types of studies are a big part of the RP3 award that we apply for every 3 years and have been successful in winning. So seeing as our last study was in 2018 or 19, we'll be coming due to have one by the time the next application rolls around in 3 years. So
Okay.
we'd like to get that done.
Right. Any other questions? Any motions?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move we approve Resolution 05-2024-02, authorizing the Utilities Director to enter into a contract for an electric distribution system study.
I'll second them. Go ahead.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, Michelle, would you mind calling the roll?
Suzik,
Yes.
Hogan,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Jesse,
Yes.
Newlove.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Thanks, Jim.
Yep, that's all I have.
All right. Thank you, Jim. Management reports. Dr. John.
We're replacing poles on Haskins Road right now. Got about, I think there's 25 or 30 of them out there to update. And we're doing some replacement on Ranch Court, a couple poles over there. And I think we're gonna start on Cogan's Crossing, the new addition out there next week. That's it.
Thank you. Water.
We placed a carbon in half of our contactors, so it's an annual thing. We'll do the other half in about 3 months. And then we're in the process of putting some new drives in for some pumps out at the water plant.
All righty, thank you. Water distribution.
We've started Pearl Street, water and sewer replacement. We got a big 20-inch hole to core tomorrow, and then that should take off in hopefully 30 days, hopefully a little less. And then we'll move on to the street portion. And then we're just also doing just regular routine maintenance on pump stations and some lead inspection around town.
All right, thank you. Water pollution, John.
We ordered material for biofilter replacement, the media within the biofilter. That should be coming in next week, completed next week as far as getting all the material. And the guys are busy doing PM.
Thank you. Business office, Jackie.
We're still working on schedules for the 2023 audit.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, Shaggy.
All right, official reports, Mr. Bayer. No report. Administrator, I don't see Lori. Attorney. Public Works.
Street Scan is in town right now performing a sidewalk scan. They'll highlight all the deficiencies in the sidewalks throughout town. And they'll create a, GIS will create for us then a sidewalk condition index similar to our condition index. Our arborist currently, her crew is installing banner brackets at Wooster Green and City Park in preparation for the veterans banners that'll be hung between Memorial Day and 4th of July. Crews are crack sealing Brim north of Bishop right now and Mitchell north of Poe Road in preparation for a Cape seal treatment. That's a project we're working with Plain Township on. And this week we have interviews for a laborer position and several seasonal part-timers.
All right, thank you. Engineering?
The village water line project, all the main line is installed, and they just started working on services today on Jefferson. So they got 8 services in, and so that project's moving right along. The South Main water line project between Ordway and Gypsy Lane Road, that project we got out for bid, and we're getting the contract signed with Underground Utilities, the same contractor that's working on the village now. So we'll be working with them again on the next project. The 2024 paving program, which is Pearl and Sandridge Road, the contractor started removing curb ramps on Pearl, and then they'll get those poured in probably this week on the south side. Then we'll switch to the north side of Pearl, and then follow up with paving on Sandridge and Pearl. And then last thing I have is the pickleball courts. We got qualifications from 4 different firms for the design of the pickleball courts out at the community center, and we're working through with Kimley Horn. They did a lot of the preliminary work for that, so we're going to work on getting the scope put together for them so they can get going on design.
Excellent. Thank you. Communications.
I just want to take this time to introduce Rachel Sizer. She is our newest sustainability coordinator for the city, so you'll either be seeing her or I or both of us at future meetings. This is started for 3rd week, so still trying to absorb everything and figure it all out. So,
Welcome.
Welcome. All right. Council member reports. No report. Board member reports. Any new business? Unfinished business? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Hammer here.